Grand Rising. It is 5 in the morning. I say 5 in the rising. Still unlearning bad behavior, unlearning that certain words we use are spells, and we put spells over, cast spells over our own lives when we use these matrix words. So I was coming here today because today is I don't even know the day was today because I no longer keep up with the time and the days. Yesterday, I can't remember what week it was or what day it was, but I know a couple days ago, I'm like, what's going on? I look at the day, it's a Sunday. I'm like, I didn't fucking know today was Sunday. Well, I've been lately detoxing myself from social media, trying to keep up with the fame and keep up with the sexual publicity of social media. But I'm gathered here today to just express my feelings or express something that has crossed my path in this lifetime. I recently lost an uncle in July. He was around my age, a few years older, maybe 29, 30, somewhere up in there, but he's only maybe 5 to 6 years older than me. We grew up together. I remember a lot of things he had to go through and the generational curses he just couldn't break on his own on this physical realm, in his physical body. It take a lot out of me to even talk about him, if it makes any sense. Everybody grieve differently, but I am a being that know that time isn't real and death isn't real. We transition, but as I say, excuse me, I pass gas, but better out than in. Judge your mama and your granny, but don't judge me for being myself. I know that time isn't real and death isn't real. We only transition and we go to a newer body, a newer form. But me and my uncle, alongside of my brothers, my sisters, my certain relatives, they're not my family. Family is what came out of my body. But we went through a lot in that family and them relatives. Our elders was super into dark magic and evil spells casting, so we couldn't grow, we couldn't elevate higher within self. They kept us down, they molested us at early ages, especially the chosen ones. They beat on us, spit on us, drag us through the mud, try to tear down our identities as little children. Excuse me if I release the water that's within my body, but this is the first time I have addressed this. So many years I was angry with my uncle. His name is Michael, which is one of the angel's name. And this angel has been coming to me for maybe a few years now, before my uncle even passed and transitioned over out of this physical. For some reason, I couldn't come in contact with my uncle on this physical realm. His last moments before his life transitioned over. So I couldn't share his flesh with him because I was on a spiritual journey and I had to isolate myself from all. Even though I knew he was indeed a victim of generational curses that was put down from him, from his mother's children, down to him and his children. Not to his children. His children are okay, as long as their parents keep them away from that family, their relatives. But See, for a long time, they wanted to keep us quiet. They wanted to keep us silent. They wanted to keep us isolated with drugs, liquor, anything they can give us. And then we would do it to ourselves, so it would be self-sabotage, meaning as they didn't, you wouldn't even think they even had a part in it because we was doing it to ourselves. But moral of the story, I'm gonna be myself. This is my uncle. I remember times we shared. And I keep him safe in my closet. And I keep his pen on my curtain over there. I don't know if you see it right there. Yeah. I very much so, I was angry with him. I'm gonna get back to what I was angry with him for a long time until I forgave him. Before he even passed, I already forgave him. I forgave him spiritually. I just couldn't come in contact with him as much. Every time I came over my mother's house, well, the person that brought me here to this earth, thank you for that. Whenever I would go over her home, I would just miss him. He would just leave. They'd be like, you just missed him. But it was not meant for me to see him his last final hours or days or months on this planet, because we had a way deeper spiritual connection. I had a connection with my uncle since a child because I remember how he used to be treated before our grandmother Bernice died. And our grandmother Bernice did try to keep us protected as much as she can, but she was getting old, she was getting sick, and she had wicked children, very wicked children. So her children, that's another story. But they would treat my uncle super bad, and I would still see the love in him. He never hurt me. I mean, he probably stole some shoes, but I don't give a damn about no motherfucking shoes. He needed them more than me, or he needed some money. I don't give a motherfuck I don't give a fuck what he stole. I don't give a fuck if he didn't love you. I knew in my heart and my soul, my uncle loved me since a little girl. And he never hurt me. So, when I lost him, I didn't express myself, especially in front of nobody. I see through everybody. I would never want to share my tears and my hurt or pain for my uncle in the arms of the wicked. Let me calm myself because I can't help to not think about him at this moment. I was going through a few messages he sent me when I had my son, and he checked up on me, called me on my birthday, May 4th, at 11:11. What's the odds of that angel number, Michael? And that was one of the angels that used to come to me a few years ago up until his passing. His transitioning was an angel called Michael Porter. I don't want to lie, but it was an angel number, and he was coming to me in 11s. So as everybody tried to paint this narrative about him, and oh, he stole from us, oh, he this, oh, he that, oh, he did this, he did that, but what the fuck did y'all do to him? Y'all have took his manhood, beat on him, mistreat him, along with mine. I had an auntie doing Lord knows what to me when I was a little girl, teaching me that these type of things were okay, and if somebody truly love you, they gonna molest you. You know how long it took for me to get out of that programming as a child. Imagine being a little girl thinking this is love, when the whole time you get, maybe I was around 12, 13 when I finally just said, no, that's not love. You don't do that to no child. Because what if I could have been the opposite and went and did that to children because of what I went through with the so-called family members I had. See, my uncle, he did some things and he thought he was going to be casted out and sent to hell over the things he done. So that's why he started drinking, taking drugs, bad drugs at that. But when you are a chosen one, nothing in this world can stop you. You can do whatever you desire on this planet. Unless you kill somebody out of jealousy, hate, or evilness. But if you choose to do your drugs, that's simply what you choose to do on this planet. I mean, not saying it's a great thing. Would I do it? Hell to no. But I don't judge no one. So I used to, but I grew out of that. I mean, it can be the crackhead that we all look at like a crackhead, but can be really chosen. And these drugs can open their third eye to see a lot of things that we don't see today. So you gotta be careful with who you call a crackhead, or who you call homeless, or who you call this and that. Some of them people be angels. I don't like liquor at all because it brings out the demon in people. And it brings out the ego mostly. Sometimes it make people happy. Sometimes it do. The moral of the story is, I couldn't help but think about him this rising. I've been hiding my feelings and hiding my emotions from the world. I even detoxed myself from many. Because I was reading the messages he sent me. He said, even though we don't see each other a lot, just know I love you. And I couldn't help but, I believe it for sure, because I'm one of those chosen children. I'm one of those goddesses that no matter how much you hurt me, I still love you. But I can no longer share that tie with you. I can no longer give you energy. I can no longer reside in your energy field. I can no longer be in your life on this life. And do you know how long it took for me to actually realize that some of these people that were placed in your life were sent here to watch you, destroy you, and re-guide you to what they know, and to never wake up, never elevate, never find love. You had to cut the ties with these demons that were sent here exactly for you. And when you were sent here, you were sent here for a purpose. Not saying this purpose was to feed all the homeless and feed all these people, because you cannot be a people pleaser, because they will get you like that too. You have to know when there's enough. Say no sometime. Sometimes you just can't simply do it. I don't care how bad your heart want to do it. You must say no when you feel that energy field shift. So I removed myself from those people. And when my uncle died, they tried to basically stop me from even coming to the funeral. The day before the funeral and the viewing, the person that gave birth to me tried to offend my character, tried to steal my identity and portray it as herself. But see, I didn't fall into the trap of that wicked anymore as I used to when I was a child, because I no longer can give that person energy over me. Now I thank you, yes, for pulling me in this world, because I needed it. I was sent here to do something greater than anybody can even experience on this life. I don't care what you say I did. I don't care what you think. I don't care who you think I'm dealing with or whatever. You must feel and think how you want to think, because them are your own thoughts, because you will never know anything about me if I don't want you to motherfucking know it. So whatever you may feel or anybody may feel about me, that's simply what you think. But it no longer even come in my head. I used to care, but no more. The moral of the story is some people just can't truly, fully break the generational curses because after things was done to them, they did it to others and they couldn't forgive themselves for doing what people taught them to the other persons. And my uncle hurt my brother, but he didn't mean to. He was a child. He was hurting. He only knew how to do what he was taught. He was programmed. My brother was programmed. My sisters was programmed. They tried to program me, but they couldn't for too long. And see, the gods and the goddesses knew. When we was sitting here with our purpose, we knew up there, wherever, in the dirt, in the ground, in the nature, we knew before they erased our memory when we was pushed out of our mother's womb and took our blood and blocked our DEA cells, our memory, before that even happened, we knew that we were going to be born into a molestational family that couldn't love you because they couldn't love them motherfucking selves. People that was gonna try to put spells on you to kill you, to get you off this realm because they are trying to stay on here as long as they can so they can continue to work for their god, which is Zeus. So they can continue to work for their magic, which is their spells, their candle work. Well, I'm not gonna say all candles are bad, but their powders. They wanted to stay in that environment. Their parents hurt them. You got to look for the family that always stayed away. Reach out to the ones that stayed away because they stayed away for a reason. Them are the chosen ones. Some can be, some cannot be. The ones that are no longer here, transitioned over, deceased. You gotta look for their souls, look for their spirits, whatever they reside in, because we don't die unless we kill someone. We don't die. We just gonna keep dying in a horrific way because we killed somebody. I mean, unless somebody try to come kill you, you have every right to defend your motherfucking self. But other than that, you don't just go kill and hurt children and molest and do evil things that can disrupt a child's mind. You must get out of that. Mind you, time does not exist. Your 5-year-old son can be a 30-year-old man in his heart. So we are ancient. We are very, if you want to say old, we are very ancient. I'm not even going to say old. I'm going to say ancient. We're copper, basically. We electric. Let me not get into all that because that's another story for another day. But I just want to say, I forgive my uncle. And when I walked into his funeral, and I kept hearing days before, my creator, not really my creator because my creator is somewhere higher, ancient. I have a real spiritual mother, maybe Maya and Olakun. I believe those were my parents because I love the water, I love the sea. If you don't know those Orishas, you can please go look them up. But I always had a strong connection with those two out of all of them. But like I say, my siblings are the other Orishas, or my aunts and uncles, and I do have a lot of them in me. Ogun, Oya, Oshun. I have a lot of that. All of them are in me, within me. But I believe my parents are Maya and Olakun. So I'm going to say, really, my plane ticket here, I'm going to call it a plane ticket. So if y'all stick with me, y'all going to know who that plane ticket is. My plane ticket here, weeks before his funeral, she kept speaking on this wicked witch auntie, or not even my auntie, hers, and trying to pull this person into my life and make me hate her or dislike her. Like I say, I can't give her life in my life. Why would I give her life in my life? That's your life. You giving her life in yours. I'm not going to give her that much power in my life. Whether she evil or not, I don't give a fuck. You can't do nothing with me. I'm the one that broke the generational curses. I'm the one that's going to continue to break the generational curses because I'm the one. Now, y'all have underestimated me so long, but it's simply on you. And I thank you for pulling back when you knew who you was dealing with. However, fear does not create any elevation in my life. Fear does not even live in my life. Whatever I may think I so-called be scared about, I'm going to conquer it. Because I fear nothing. But as y'all go watch these personalities come out, these are some of the Orisha parts of me, but also my authentic self. So the moments before his funeral, she will bring this person up, constantly try to talk about the same shit every day, trying to put me in a matrix. Her black cat deja vu stayed pulling up, going to do candle work while I'm asleep. My health went down real bad, my feet swelling, my face swelling. And then tried to basically fall out with me a few days before his funeral. Guess what I did? I looked her in her eyes and I told her simply the truth. You do not know me. Now, I know you think you know me because you placed me here. You pulled me out of you. But you do not know me. She said, do you know you are loved? It took a lot of power out of her just for her to say it just like that. I looked at her and I said, of course I know I'm loved. She didn't know what I meant by that. I know I'm loved. I'm loved by my ancestors. I'm loved by my grandfather. I'm loved by my grandmother, Tanetta. I'm loved by Bernice. I'm loved by all of the Orishas. I am loved by nature. I am the true divinely protected mother of this nature. I am here to make this world a better place and rise this planet as much as I can. Whenever you come around me, I don't care if you're weak or not, I give you 2 weeks. And if that, it may not even be 2, it may be 2 days. And I can see you for exactly who you are and who sent you and what are you here for. So you play the games and you think you are playing me, but really you are playing yourself. See, once you take that red pill, you are no longer not chosen. I don't care how much it hurts you that people cannot love you the way you wanted to be loved. Because that's when you figure it out. You are the only person that can love you. Like that movie Penelope. She had a curse on her so deep. And she thought by being in love with the man that curse of a pig nose will go away. Until Penelope decided to love herself. That's when her curse left. The true power is within all of us. You gotta rise. You gotta wake up. You have to. And if you don't, you cannot be in my circle. You can't be in my life. Because I will give you no life in my life. I will cast you out with love, peace, and space. Boundaries, grounding, respect, love. Every spell or everything I have to do to send you back, I seal it with a kiss of love from K, Nirvana. So I remember going to my uncle's funeral. I remember walking in and scanning the whole room as if I was a robot. But you would never know what I am. Keep the guesses. I scanned the whole room. I seen everybody that was meant for me to see. But I didn't remember none of them when I left. However, I went in his funeral. It was 2 double-sided rooms like the Matrix. Why? Because they want you to grieve and lust over this temporary and fake funeral. But I couldn't help but kept thinking, the weeks before then, my ticket here, y'all know what I mean now. My plane ticket here was saying how they trying to put a spell over the funeral. They trying to curse. They trying to make a ritual. They trying to, I'm going to anoint his body. I'm going to do all this and do all that. And evil. Because that's simply what she reside in. I gave that no life. See, the plan was she tried to find a way to argue with me a day before the funeral and put me out of her presence. But I was okay with that because I was ready to leave. I noticed my body getting sicker. I noticed my mind getting weaker. I noticed my energy fields being tired. I noticed I was tired, restless. I even tried to confide in a friend, but that's another story. So they didn't think I was coming to the funeral, but I wanted them to know that because you never know what a powerful being like me. You would never know. As I pull up to the funeral, I remember pulling up. Everybody just smiling and having a good day. I walk in there fiercely. And it was like the wind. You felt me. You seen me. And I seen you. I scanned everybody and everything. As I walked in this funeral, I couldn't imagine seeing it looked like the Matrix. I knew it wasn't real, but I knew I must see my uncle for the very last time on this planet in that flesh because he may come in another one. So I seen him. And I couldn't imagine I'm not going to say anointing, but my power, my energy, my light. Whatever they prayed over him, whatever ritual they thought they had, whatever they thought they had, my energy came and shifted it. It was like a big bang of a a piece of the sun dropped in a dark room with people wearing all black. I was one of them. I was wearing blue and black, but it's okay. The color you wear don't have nothing to do with it, but they were wearing black as far as their energy. So, not black is bad, but they were wearing, you know what I mean, wicked energy. But I gave them no life in my life, so I didn't even see them. I remember my head going as a scan, seeing the ancient world, in the ancient realms, rather. We can heal with our hands. And I remember my body going into shock, a shake through my uncle's whole body. And I always have been fearful of seeing somebody deceased or dead. But my uncle was a place of love when it came to me. Now, I'm very different. I won't see you for years, but I love you. And I would never want to see you deceased or, letting the enemy win. But they thought they won, but they didn't. So, anywho, I scanned his body. And I said, you are at peace. That's all I remember before I zoned out. You at peace. They can't hurt you no more. They did that to you. And they thought they was going to win by using a spell or anything they could have used to get you up out of here. They thought they won, but they couldn't because you are a chosen one. You were chosen. And when you decided to open up those lenses of the third eye, you were chosen, Uncle. And I knew it. It was only right for you to transition over so you can see things from the other side and you see that I am very powerful. So, as my uncle laid in that casket, I scanned his body. You are at peace. I know it made a lot of evil in that room mad. I even felt hands touching me as if they were trying to pull me. And I zoned them out as well, but I turned over and I couldn't help because I dropped my headphone. I couldn't help but pick my headphone up. And I seen my plane ticket on the left of me. And what does the left mean? To remove all negative energy. The left is to release negative energy. The left is the portal to negative energy because you release it through the left. So what's the odds of you being on the left of me instead of on the right of me? Now I could remember it was a man on the right of me. And I couldn't remember who else was it there. I just seen my plane ticket. Even after what she just did a day before the funeral. try to cast me out and basically tell me I couldn't come to the funeral because they knew my power at that funeral was what was needed to heal my uncle. So when that happened, my little cousin was like, you came just in time, his son. You came just in time. Because soon as you left out, they closed the casket. It's like they was waiting on, it's like my dad was waiting on you. I said he was. Because he only knew that I was coming. He only knew. Now you can act like you knew I wasn't coming. You can act like, because I told everybody I wasn't coming. But that's what I wanted you to know. I am very powerful. I play the game that you think you are playing on me. So as I walked out of the funeral, I remember they pulling me like they was tugging on my clothes like demons, like. And this was my plane ticket here. I look over, I said, get off of me. And I walked out fiercely. Yeah, I was crying. It was very loud. I didn't know I was that loud. I thought I was whispering. But it used to be a surprise how you walk into all their faces. I not only came there for my uncle, I came there because he knew I was coming there to release us